Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're just average? Like you're in a crowded room, blending in with everyone else, but there's still that someone that's at the center of attention. I think most of us have been there at some point in our lives. That's where I found myself when I walked through the high school doors. It wasn't where I expected to be, not after being the person I was. My name's EJ, and I'm currently a part of the grade 9 pre-IB at St. John Paul II, with marks that, if I'm being completely honest, aren't exactly exceptional. But back in elementary school, things were different. I was always at the top of the class, high grades, recognition, and constant praise. I was one of only 4 students picked to represent our school at a leadership event for the school board, served as the MC for a number of school events, and even received the quote-unquote Ideal Student Leader Award at our graduation. Teachers would constantly tell me that I was meant for great things, and I believed them. I just assumed that high school was going to be the same story, but the reality proved to be quite different. High school felt like a whole different world, especially in pre-IB, where I would soon come to realize that I wasn't the only one who excelled. I was surrounded by amazing people who in many ways were better than me. Smarter, funnier, more athletic, more talented. They had this air of self-assurance and dealt with obstacles as if it was nothing. At first, I couldn't keep up, no matter how hard I tried. I just couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't good enough. Every comparison reminded me of my shortcomings. I thought, if I'm not even average, what's the point? And this really hit me after one of our major tests where I got a mark so horrible that I was almost too embarrassed to look at it. And when I say horrible, I mean horrible. But as the semester went on, I came to realize that those amazing people around me weren't perfect. The more I got to know them, the more I realized that their worth wasn't in what they could do or achieve, but in their kindness, humor, and the way they treated others. They weren't defined by grades or awards. They were defined by their passions and how they carried themselves. So I began asking myself, why do I want to stand out in the same way as everybody else? Why not focus on what makes me, me? So I started embracing the things that I enjoyed doing. Spending more time playing guitar, finding happiness in learning a new song or perfecting a chord. It wasn't about being the best, it was about doing something that I loved. I even redirected focus towards my relationships, really investing time in friends and family, sharing laughter, being supportive. Those are the times that are going to remind me what life is about. Not what I've accomplished, but the connections that I made. Focusing on these aspects slowly brought back feelings of being me again. Not the one running after perfection or the one who struggled to be average, but the one who was proud of who he is. Looking back, I've learned that standing out isn't about excelling like everyone else. It's about embracing what makes me different. Constantly measuring myself against others only held me back. Now I'm focused on being authentically myself and finding joy in what makes me, me. As the saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy.